August 13, 2025. So today we're going to talk about most important events of this day, and like my video, subscribe my channel, and the most important, ask your question and I'm going to respond your question, and we're going to talk about something interesting, and it's going to be really nice. So thank you. So let's go. Today everyone talking, all media talking about troops, National Guard troops in Washington DC. All media, it's the mainstream in the media today. And yes, National Guard troops located on National Mall in Washington DC. I saw something like this here in Hollywood, on Hollywood Boulevard by Chinese Theater, when it was, remember BLM protests here. It was huge, and it was a lot of National Guards uh, all over the city. Now it's happening in Washington DC. This decision of President Trump uh, is, was criticized by everyone criticizing this decision, but mostly, lefts and Democrats media, and it's the mainstream media, legacy media. So I think when it's a lot of critics, I hope it's President Trump made right decision to do so, because Washington D.C. is really in trouble with this criminal situation, and homeless too. I don't know why it's happened. I don't know why Democrats react this way. I don't know why local authorities, why mayor, they don't do anything. And that's why President Trump made this decision to go and fight with criminals on the streets, because local authorities can't do anything. And I don't know why this decision is supposed to be criticized by anyone. This is right decision. It's America. It's not third world country. Hi, somebody is watching me already. So we're talking about National Guard in Washington D.C. Ask your question and tell me your opinion. What do you think about this? Maybe you have different opinion. Let's discuss it, because it's really important. And it's not only DC. There are a few cities in the United States where the same supposed to be done. Like, for example, Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, Washington State, also need. I think National Guard supposed to go there too, because criminal rates high, and a lot of homeless, a lot of drug people on the streets, and it's awful. Okay, Paris, I live in DC. It's good thing. Only thing I don't agree with is the rules about the homeless. Yes, I have a vacation home in Arlington, and I know what you're talking about. I have it for many years, and I was looking how situation evolved. So I know how it was before, and I know how it is now. And of course, somebody's supposed to do something to stop it, And with homeless, I think Democrats, they closed all crazy houses in the country, and they let all these people go outside and live on the streets. Now, every society from ancient time, they had, and we have special institution for mentally sick people. It's normal to have this kind of institution. Why government's supposed to close this institution and let these people go? I don't understand. Joseph, hi, how are you doing? Give me your like. Yes, I remember you too, so give me your like. We're talking about these National Guards on the streets in Washington, D.C. And homeless is a problem. Because we all have some money, we have some benefits from government, we live on social security checks, and partially it's crazy people. We not responsible for their actions, so we actually cannot find the place to live. We need help, and with mental institution and this practice in society is like normal practice. Mostly it's normal places where these people can get help. Another part of people, it's people who has drug addictions, and they have money and they spend this money on drugs, and they don't have place to live exactly for this reason. What to do with this? I really don't know. It's a really hard problem, but these people definitely needs help. Yes, Joseph, thank you. I'm really glad to see you here. So ask me some questions. Let's talk. And maybe for people with drug addiction, we need special programs also to help them, because most of them they want to live normally, but they can't, because it kind of sickness, because they can't do nothing with addiction. It's not just, you can't just stop, because it's really horrible. And of course, we live on the street. And why we live in the cities? Because cities have infrastructure. We live on the streets, but it's a lot of people around. We always get some couple dollars for something. And here in Los Angeles, our local authorities, we're trying to move them to special special places, some like camps or something like this, but not many people really ready to move there, because when they move there, they absolutely cut off society. It's also not good. We need socializing, we need normal life, we need a good example to live. Well, that's why I don't know, but government's supposed to pay more attention to this matter. And Donald Trump, he is fighting against with China, which sent chemicals to Mexico to produce these things and deliver to United States. Yes, this is the way. You can cut the supply, but a lot of people are already sick with it, and they need help too. I'm try to watch and keep up with you live stream. Yeah, thank you, Joseph. It's really nice. Thank you. So, thank you. So next thing about what people talk about, mainstream media talk about, like yesterday, actually, not many changes. We talk about Trump-Putin summit in Alaska. Now we know more things about it, and White House told us that a meeting gonna happen on a military base in Anchorage in Alaska, and it's really also shows something, because it looks like Putin, he's scared to go out, he's scared to go in the city, he wants to stay in military base because of security reasons. So this person is really scared of everything. And now I'm thinking, if he's gonna come out with airplane he is flying on, or President Trump gonna come into his airplane to talk to him. So it's really, weird. Oh, thank you, Joseph. Thank you. And in the same time, mainstream media talking a lot of stuff about this, and nobody, we making a lot of articles, but nobody believe in success of these negotiations. But it's the most serious negotiation ever happened, because it's first Trump's negotiation with superpower. It's second country in the world, and yeah, it's really important. It's many people think that China is the second country. No, it's Russia. Amazing swallower. Do not subscribe, like, or like this channel. Oh, Oh, amazing people, great American history. Your mom tap it. Oh, so many stuff. You say, give me your like better. So, this meeting with Putin is really important for Trump because we need a balance and we need to stop the war. And all these people, they don't want it happen. Um, and with different reasons, but the same target. It's three parts of these people. First part, it's Democrats. They don't want it happen because they started this war. And mainstream media, they all controlled by Democrats, so that's why we're talking like this. Second, big part of this community is European leaders. They don't want the war stop because Ukraine defends them now, and if the war stop, they think Putin gonna attack them next after Ukraine. And third part of this community, it's President Zelensky of Ukraine. He doesn't want to stop the war because that means he is losing the power. Because after the war stopped, it's going to be new election in Ukraine, and he is not going to win. And he is responsible for a lot of stuff which he is not supposed to do during this war. So yeah, people dying every day, which President Trump say every day. You know how he likes to say so many people, 2,000, 5,000 every week, with soldiers dying, bullet flying, and stuff like this. And it looks like only President Trump and Putin are way only concerned about to stop the war, and rest they don't want. Dark of a dog, hi, it's my birthday. Can you shout out to Nick Care? Happy birthday, give me your like. Happy birthday. Okay. So, and we'll see. Today, Zelensky was talking about, and he said what any talks about Ukraine with no Ukraine will not be successful. It will not work. That means he wants to take a part at this negotiation, and we noticed it a few previous day. It was few articles in mainstream media which calls President Trump to invite Zelensky at this meeting. But we know after this meeting in White House and Oval Office where Zelensky was invited, and it was huge scandal. And he called Vice President Vance bitch in Russian language, being in Oval Office during this negotiation. Of course, he can't be invited to Alaska summit because he gonna sabotage it, and it's gonna be next huge scandal. And this is what he wanna do. This is his target. So, of course, he is not gonna go where, and but we're gonna try. It's a couple more days, and we're gonna do anything and everything to sabotage this summit, and it's really bad for everyone. I think we need stable, like steady future, and it's only possible when we have a deal with Russia and China. China is our potential enemy, and they go in this way. Putin, in general, he is just trying to get attention. He is like a kid. He is trying to, like, for example, break a coffee cup to just get attention. People start talking to him or do something. China, no. China is, I don't even know. It's very like think and think, how to say. We don't really know much about China because we have this language barrier, and we can't even read what we write. Most people, of course, we're specialists and experts, But our society, we don't know what is China and what's happening inside, what these people think. We don't know nothing about their dictatorship, uh, which is more harder than in Russia. You know, we don't have free internet. We can't use Facebook. We can't use YouTube. We can't use none of our services. We can't use WhatsApp, and it's firewall. People can't. Chinese people, they can't read our internet. They can't talk with us, and our people, American people, European people, we don't go to Chinese websites because we can't read what we say. And this is really wall between us and them, and we don't even know and we cannot even imagine what's happening inside this country. And this country is developing, and we built their military industry and their army, their nuclear weapon, and everything, because we're getting ready to fight. And now they say what China and Russia are allies, but I don't think so. I don't think so, because Chinese military they have the most of their weapons. This is like short and mid-term weapons. So we're getting prepared to attack neighbor's country. We don't have much weapon to attack United States, but the most weapon we have, it's weapon against Russia and against India. So where this is where we really can expect something happen. Of course, first target of China is Taiwan, and you know now we are moving their microelectronics industry to United States, to Arizona, and Donald Trump also told us about this a lot about this new factory. It's like $500 million. We built it, and we're gonna move with equipment to produce with microchips here in the United States, because Taiwan is island, and it's very close to China shores, and they can attack at any moment because they have military games all the time, non-stop. It's hundreds of ships, battleships, hundreds of airplanes, always in the air, around, surrounding this island of Taiwan. Could I get a shout out? And it's Joseph. It's only you here. It's nobody else wanna talk to me. Guys, ask your questions. I want to answer your question. And give me please some more like, because we have only 2 likes. Usually we have more. And am I boring tonight? You want I tell you something else? I'm talking about something what outside United States. I know you mostly interested to hear what's happening here inside the United States, but it's no many things. Where I'm from? I'm here in Los Angeles. Originally, I'm from Miami, and my ethnicity, I have Russian ethnicity. I can't. So, what else to talk about here? What's happening here is in Los Angeles. Nothing happening. You know, today I was driving around with Palos Verdes Peninsula, and you know, something happening here. It's land movement. Huge pieces of land moving to the ocean, and it's breaking houses, it's breaking the road, and we're always trying to fix it, and it's really natural disaster, and it's happened. What do you think about Ukrainian war? It's awful. You you can ask me about like more exact thing what you want. I know a lot about Ukrainian war because I understand their language. I support Ukraine, but you know situation is awful now. We were just talking about this peace summit with Trump and Putin. which side? I'm tired, but I'm not going to sleep. I'm on Ukrainian side, of course. Ukraine is victim, and the most important, it's the war for independence. We're fighting for their independence and freedom. That's why we're all supposed to support them. And it's difficult to do because it's a lot of political games around. And of course, Putin is very strong. And the dilemma is, if we Americans want to fight straight with Putin, or what we can do. So I think President Trump has the right decision to stop the war. Military action, don't say the war. War not gonna stop. It's only military action. He offers ceasefire, like immediate ceasefire, uh, but it's not the end of the war. The war is gonna continue. It's absolutely. But Ukraine need time to recover. We need to change their power, and we're supposed to become stronger, and we can do it. We have experience because the war actually started in 2014. It was 11 years ago. It was first stage, like when it was active military action in Donetsk region. After it was a ceasefire, with Minsk agreement, München agreement, and we were broken, but it wasn't, active military action. It was some incidents. And it started again on 2022, on February 24. Putin invaded to Ukraine, and he invaded after he got approval from President Biden of United States. So it's a really hard situation. I understand Trump, he became president. He did not promise nothing to Putin. More, he lost his term. He told to Putin, don't do it, don't do it. You know how he say. He say very simple things. Don't do it. And Putin did not do nothing during the first Trump term. The war really was stopped. It was ceasefire. And just Biden came to Oval Office. They had a meeting, you remember, in Switzerland. And I guess, of course, nobody knows exactly, but I guess Putin told him during this meeting, and he got his approval. And after, closer to beginning of the war, Burns was talking with Putin in Moscow, CIA chef. And Putin told him what he's gonna do. And after this, Biden gave him approval to small little incursion, how he said. Incursion, small little incursion. And it started. Biden, his term finished, and Trump was elected again. And what he's supposed to do with the situation? He did not give approval. It wasn't his deal. It wasn't his decision. And this war is very dangerous for our country. It's against our national security. Of course, he's supposed to stop it. I understand his position. It's maybe, he looks weird for Europeans. He looks weird for Ukrainians. They don't like Trump. They hate him. But like for me, he is doing right stuff, but wrong way. And it's again dilemma. But we have to see on results. So we don't talk much about military support now, but Ukraine still getting American weapon. How it was, nothing stopped. And European people, we always talking, we support, we do everything for Ukraine, but we don't give a cent. Now Trump told them, okay, you talking so much, go buy weapons from us and give it to Ukraine. Nobody wanna give money. It's I don't, and he knew it. What we're not gonna give no money for Ukraine. He knew. That's why he told it. For what? Only to laugh on them or what's happened? You know, this is the situation we are in. But Ukrainian people is brave people, and we're ready to fight. But we need little rest. That's why I believe ceasefire now is good decision, supposed to be done, and Ukraine gonna win some time to rest and relax after this 3.5 years of hard war, and we can build better military, better army, stronger army with new technologies, you know, with drones and everything in battlefield. It's everything new. The war changed. It's almost no people, no tanks, no nothing. You know, United States sent like 32 or 33 tanks, Abrams, and they all burned. So Russians burned our tanks, and also German tanks. Why? Because it's drones. It's not about how it was before with, you know, with javelins or something. No, it's just little drone. But javelin cost around $1 million, and drone cost $500, and everyone can buy it. This is what's happening with the war. So I'm sure Ukraine has good chance to win, but now we need to do something. We need reform. We need uh, to re-elect their government, and we're supposed to get some rest for their militaries, and we're gonna continue. We can defend whole Europe, and you know, we always talking about Ukraine supposed to be in NATO, but what NATO did? NATO did nothing. Instead of this, Ukraine defending NATO now. And this is reality what we live now. Okay, guys, give me more questions. Let me tell you something else. And give me please more likes. And don't forget to subscribe. Support me, please. You know, I'm just starting. It's important for me. I like to do what I do. It's unusual for me, you know. I'm already old. I'm not 20 years old, and it's something new. So I hope it's everything gonna be good with Ukraine. And also, you have to understand who is Mr. Putin. Putin is a really dangerous person, and he always goes to his targets. And I think it's supposed to be some conspiracy or something inside Russia, because nobody can do anything from outside. Only people inside Russia can do something. People from his close circle, his children, his friends, you know. And it was always like this, because it's old Russian tradition. Russia never had mechanism to change your power. That's why in Russia, almost all the time, change power with conspiracy. They killing their leaders. You know, it always happened from you know, all time, from I don't know, from one terrible, from 15th century, a lot of Russian rulers was killed by their friend or their family. Till our time, you know, first Soviet leader Lenin, we don't know if he was killed or he was murdered, poisoned or something happened, but he died when he was 54 years old. He was a young guy, and he had two strokes. He could not walk, he could not talk, so it can't be like regular. And now Stalin, you know, is also huge dictator, Stalin. He killed millions of people, millions and millions. And I think he also was poisoned by his surrounding. After was Nikita Khrushchev. He was here in the United States, you know, he was funny, But his friends, they did not kill him, but they just kicked him out. After him, it was Brezhnev. Brezhnev died in Kremlin, but nobody killed him. People loved him, and it's all the time happening. Russian history. It's when the power change. It's always conspiracy, always poisons, always something from the closest friends, cheat from closest friends and family. Now Putin has two daughters. They working on they working in medicine, they medical researchers, and they working on something what extend life because he doesn't want to die. And I think these two daughters, they may be involved in this conspiracy. We know we have a lot of conspiracies because some facts we see. Not long ago, I think a month ago, his minister shot himself on the parking lot by the park. So stuff happening, and it's not first time people do stuff like this because something happening inside. And these people, they can come into Putin's office and they can do something, and nobody else. Because if American special services or Ukrainian special services will try to do something like this, it's going to be a world war, third world war. And it's only people from Russia can do it. And it's only way to stop him. He will not stop. We can be strong. We have to be strong. And he's supposed to see what we are strong. Maybe he's supposed to see what we want to show. We are stronger than we really are. But this is really important. He's supposed to know what we are strong. Then he will think. I just told you, he is flying to Alaska from Russia, and he scared even to leave the military base with this airport, military airport, where his airplane gonna land in Alaska. With Anchorage, small place, and it's safe compared to Russia or any country. What can happen? But he's scared. He's scared. He is not sure what American special services can make security for him. So he's crazy. He's crazy. This is what we have to deal with. It's really, it's terrible. What's time your next stream? My next stream is tomorrow. At the same time, I do a little briefing news at 7 on Los Angeles, and with late night talk. I like to talk at night. We can talk a long time. Hi, Isaiah. Hi, Isaiah. Nice to see you. Give me your like. And yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe. It's very easy for you, and it's very nice, and it helps me. So help me, please. We're talking about like usually, and it's no new topics, the same main topics: National Guard in Washington D.C. and Trump-Putin summit in Alaska. And everyone forgot already about this Epstein case. And nobody talking about this anymore. But I hope it's gonna flame again at September, and we're gonna get something new. Fiscal Russia people must never forget the feeling of having to experience the outside world that was kept from them by the USSR government. It's not only USSR government. It was always like this. From first Russian king till Putin, it's all the same. Nothing changing. People always moving from Russia. People running from Russia. During Putin time, it almost 2 million people left Russia, and the best people live in Russia. You know, everyone coming to United States, where everyone wants to live in United States. Same like in like Switzerland or some countries like this, but nobody wanna live in Russia. Just people get a little bit more successful when our people, they just move. Nothing to do with it. I don't know how to change it. We have this kind of society. We don't know what is freedom. Because, you know, price of human life is very small. So, what to expect? Now we live good. You know, life condition now, we're not poor. It's a normal country. We live even, I think, better than like Spain or France. We have big cities like Moscow, St. Petersburg. It's like here in the United States. We have New York City, we have Los Angeles, we have Miami, and we have some small towns inside America. Of course, a different level of life, but same in Russia. But main cities live very good, and we still want a war. Just we have a little bit more money, we want to fight. It was always like this. With any government, any regime, you know, when it was Russian Empire, with Russian Tsar, we're always fighting. With communists, we're always fighting. And now it's tradition. What to do with it? Nothing to do. You know, it's like Russian jokes. Where Russian border ends, they ask Tsar, and he say, where Russia wants, there it ends. And you know, Catherine the Great, Russian queen in 18th century, she was German originally. She was wife of Russian Tsar, and she killed her husband, and she became a Russian queen. And she said it's only way to make Russian borders safe, to enlarge them. Well, this is Russian policy for 500 years. Russia was this small, Moscow and Moscow region, and now it's the hugest country in the world. This is what we do. How to stop them? I don't know how to stop. Show them the power, show them that we're strong is only way. We don't attack China, you know. We don't attack China. And they talk with us because we're scared. But small countries like Ukraine, like Poland, like, you know, Belarus, actually Russian ally, we ally with Russia, with Belarus, but it's actually occupied by Russia. With President Lukashenko of Belarus, he can't do nothing against Russia. Or we're gonna kill him, and it's gonna be it. You know, with Baltic countries, we get prepared to the war because we expect attack any moment, and we have reason to think this way, you know, because we know what is Russia. We was a part of Russia for a couple hundred years, and actually Russian Empire started from these Baltic countries, because all people from Baltic countries was serving in St. Petersburg to Russian kings. So it's, you know, it's really hard. Yesterday it was question about Tucker Carlson. Now I'm talking you something like Putin was talking to Tucker Carlson in this interview, some Russian story, which, you know, it's difficult to understand. But here in the United States, we have a lot of Russian people, a few millions, I guess, maybe 10 millions, Russian speaking. It doesn't mean we ethnically Russians, but we're Russian speaking. It's completely different people, not same like in Russia. And you know these people, actually. It's like Sergey Brin, the guy who invented Google, for example, who is co-owner of YouTube. He is Russian origin. He is Jewish, but he speaks Russian. And it's a lot of people, you know. Lex Friedman, you know, famous blogger, he also speaks Russian, because Russian is native language. Of course, he's also Jewish from some part of Soviet Union and stuff, but You know, it's complete. And Sikorsky, you know, military helicopters, which flying everywhere. Who did? Also Russian guy, Russian speaking guy. He wasn't Russian, he was from Kiev, also with Jewish roots, I guess. Zworykin, the person who invented television, also from over there. All successful people from where come here, and here we get even more successful. This is how it works. Under socialism, ethnicity wasn't about, you know, under socialism, yeah, we did not mean ethnicity, but still, in Russian passport, we have a point about ethnicity. And everyone know who you are. You Russian, you Jewish, you Ukrainian, you from somewhere else, Chukcha, some small ethnicities of Russia. Russia, multi-ethnic country, same like United States. But we see it different way. If you speak Russian, it means you're Russian. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. So this is like this. And communist with Lenin and his friends, they believe what nationality and ethnicity doesn't exist. We're not supposed to think about. We're not supposed to separate people on ethnicities or something else. It's only, you know, working class and business class, which is supposed to be eliminated, how we believed, all over the world. That's why Soviet Union, you know, we used to say Soviet Union is Russia, but it's not Russia. Soviet Union, it's Soviet Union. It doesn't matter which republics be in, you know? They wanted whole world. Stalin, he was getting ready to the war. He was getting ready to occupy whole Europe. But Hitler was first. That's why it did not happen. So guys, give me please more likes and more subscription, please. It's important for me. I'm just starting. Help me to grow my channel. I'm gonna tell you a lot of stories which I know. So we have to be very careful with Russia. And you know why Trump is acting this way? Because, you know, he's a really adult guy. He's 80 years old and he remembers all this, what was happening during Soviet time. He even visited Moscow during Soviet time. I was a small kid when he was there. So he knows how to deal with this country. We have to trust him because he knows how to deal with them. And he remembers how it was, how President Reagan was dealing with them, how we made the Soviet Union broke down. Serenity. I'm looking extra MAGA today. I'm not extra MAGA, no, no, no. I just understand what he is doing. And somewhere I agree, somewhere I don't agree with him. You know, I don't understand his, you know, with tariffs. I don't know how it's gonna work, and I'm not sure he is right with this. Also, I don't understand with immigration, you know, with deportation rates, immigration rates. It's too hard. We're a free country. Yes, I understand we have criminals, and yes, I understand previous administration let them in and stuff like this, but the way how he is trying to settle this problem is not the way. Not the way for America. Not the way for America. No, it's... Why do you think we're told orange ball? I'm looking forward to learn more from you. Thank you, Margaret. Serenity. He can be, you know, orange, blue, any color. And he may be clown, he may be trickster. It doesn't matter. I you know, if he is doing right thing, he is doing right thing. If he is doing wrong thing, he is doing wrong thing. We have to criticize every power we have. Every president is supposed to be criticized. You know? We used to respect President Roosevelt, FDR, but actually he was dictator. He was 4 terms. We're concerned about if Trump decide to go to 3rd term, but he won't, of course. But FDR was 4 terms, and he died in Oval Office. What we're talking about? Of course, we have to criticize these people, because we're a free country, we have our democracy, we have our institutions, political institutions, we have our courts, we have our local authorities, states, we have our militaries, and we have our constitution. So, no, it's not MAGA. Do you support Palestine? It's a difficult question. Palestine, we also have Epstein files. Yeah, we also have Epstein files. Epstein, how his real name. And nothing at these files, you know, we don't want to show anything. And I was talking about these Epstein files, and I'm thinking, you know, if it was something, Democrats could release it, something on Trump. But people expect, everyone expect, now Democrats expect what Trump gonna be in Epstein files. MAGA people, they expect it's gonna be whole deep state. Always Democrats gonna be in Epstein files. But I think it's something else over there. I think he was agent of Mossad, or even from, he was agent of KGB, of Russians. Because I told many times, it's absolutely unclear where he got his money from. He was a school teacher of mathematics. Do you know how many school teachers you know who got billions of dollars? Do you know some? And I don't know. And it's absolutely unclear. It's not story of success. This person just got huge money. Yes, and I know he was dealing with Soviet defense minister, and it was some corrupted contracts or something like this, but so it's not clear. And maybe the data in these Epstein files regarding this, and it's really classified, it's really maybe top secret information. We don't know. FDR served in completely different political time, different economy time. Also more than 2 terms were allowed. Yes, it was allowed, and it was allowed even to George Washington. But what he said, do you remember, right? And with different political term and the war, and at the same time in the Great Britain, as you know, it was election, and we vote for another person. You remember, Winston Churchill actually won the war, but he lose election. So it's not excuses. It's not excuses. This hard time, it makes president more responsible. He's supposed to strictly follow the law and strictly follow tradition. And last months of his life, who was ruling the country? His wife, Eleanora, and who? Johnson, who was all there? It was, you know, it's better don't dig at this thing. It's a lot of stuff over there. Both parties have people in that file, and we have to jail them all. The problem is Trump advertised. Yes, I understand what you're saying. Of course he advertised, but maybe he did not know himself what's there. Because, you know, if... Are you going to be surprised if Trump name in this file? Tell me, please, Serenity, are you going to be surprised? And do you think how many people in America are going to be surprised if Trump was in this case? Nobody, you know? So he is hiding something else. And of course, he is not going to cover with Democrats. You know, Bill Clinton gonna testify before Congress about this case in September. So he also was a friend of Jeffrey Epstein. And what's gonna happen then? We will see. We have to look and see. Doesn't matter. We need Wi-Fi. Of course, we need Wi-Fi. I also wait for them. I also but I see. I'm looking for deeper conspiracy. It's not just with what he was doing with his airplane and island. With a story, this story covers something deeper, something more awful than what we think we were doing. This is what I'm talking about. Of course, we're supposed to dig. Maybe once I'm gonna tell you how with Harry Hopkins and stuff, how they was dealing with Stalin agent during Roosevelt time, during the war, how Lend-Lease was working. And it was a lot of stuff. I can tell you a lot of things about this. So these were conspiracies, but they all died. Roosevelt, Hopkins, and a few more people, they died. And they couldn't testify before the Congress. But for example, Leslie Groves, General Leslie Groves, testified before Congress about these cases. And he said it was him, president. So we have stuff to talk about. Okay, guys, we're almost an hour here. So give me please more likes and subscribe my channel. And tomorrow I'm gonna tell you something interesting again. I hope maybe gonna be something new, some new topics, because it's only Trump-Putin summit and National Guard on National Mall in Washington D.C. We need something else. We need more events. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for your support. And yeah, Serenity and others, it's really important for me, your questions. It really helps. I know your opinion. I worth it. So thank you very much for this discussion. It's really important for me too. Thank you very much. Have a good night, guys. See you tomorrow.